Okay, back here with another video. And yes, I did say the last video was my last video, but this is actually going to be my last video. Like, I'm dead serious. And maybe you won't believe me. I'll just show it. But I wanted to make this video because I thought I just needed to. I was meaning to make this video for honestly months now, and uh this was the perfect time. So anyways, we're gonna be doing one thing that I usually do is rant about the UFC fan base. I'm usually always about that, and we're gonna be talking about what are I think the most annoying fan bases in the world. This is not a ranking, and this is not to shit on any of the fighters whose fan bases are about. Because there's a lot of really good fighters, talented fighters here. Maybe not all of them are fighters, but there's some really good people here who would like personally themselves. I don't have a problem with. It's really the fans that are just like annoying as hell. So for UFC 314, I mean, just ended. So I guess the most fitting first thing I wanted to talk about is Bryce Mitchell's fan base. This is very self-explanatory. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know what happened, but the fact is, a lot of people became fans of Bryce Mitchell, not because of his fighting style, not because of his funny personality and the fact that he kind of sounds dumb sometimes. It's because he started sympathizing with Hitler. That's when I started to see an uptick in fans. And hey, if you want to believe Hitler's a good guy, you want to be a Nazi, hey, it's America. Believe what you want to believe. But it was just cringe seeing how these type of guys were calling Gene a devil, a demon, an evil person for no reason at all. Like, yeah, Gene Silva's a bit autistic. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's definitely very special, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, Bryce Mitchell tried to make this fight a very religious fight. He tried to paint himself as like a prophet fighting against evil, and that didn't work out in his favor. It got choked out. So either Jesus isn't real or God just didn't want to help you. And if you believe in God, I think in just that case, God did not see Bryce as a true prophet. And that would make sense because, in my opinion, I'm not Christian, but in my opinion, I don't think Bryce really resembles what a true Christian is. But hey, who am I to judge? Bryce is still a Christian. He's a devout Christian. He's a family man. He wants to be religious. I respect that. I have no problems with that. And honestly, I could care less what he thinks about Hitler. If he wants to go fishing with him, hey, it's a free world. You can dig up his grave if if he can even find his body. But yeah, I mean, Bryce Mitchell himself, not a bad person. He's a good fighter, very talented. But it was really cringe seeing these fans demonize Gene Silva and calling him the demon, saying Bryce Mitchell will win, that Gene Silva will get exercised. I don't know. Maybe they were doing that just as a joke, maybe not. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I took all the bias out of that fight when I was picking it. I knew Gene Silva was gonna win. I knew Gene Silva was gonna win the moment this fight was made. And hey, the fact that Gene Silva was not only losing fans and then he regained fans after, I mean, it's just crazy. But honestly, before the Hitler stuff, the Bryce Mitchell fan base was just a bunch of like hillbilly guys, American Southern American guys, and he was kind of representing that like part of the United States, and he was a chill guy. That before the Hitler stuff, after the Hitler stuff, I mean nothing really changed for me in my opinion, but a lot of people started hating on him, and when someone gets hated on, they tend to gain fans because fans love to sympathize with a guy that feels like a victim. That is like a victim to some hate. Is not really liked. That's why a lot of Bilal Muhammad fans started existing after he won against Leon Edwards, because, well, Bilal was he was not really special, very boring. And when he won against Leon in a boring way, I guess some people wanted to sympathize with him. And I'm not saying Bilal's a bad person. I'm not saying he's an evil person. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter. I don't like his fighting style, and that's just the truth. And if you like it, that's cool for you. I mean, we like different things. But I'm being honest. I think Bryce Mitchell's a good fighter. Do I think he's dumb? Yes. Do I think he's retarded? Yes. Do I care? No. Do you expect fighters to be fucking smart? Like, intelligently? They get hit in the head for a living. That shit will affect your brain. Don't expect any of these fighters to have the 100% mental capacity compared to a normal person who doesn't fight. That's the truth. Your brain gets damaged when you get hit multiple times in the head. Yeah, but I like Bryce Mitchell the way he is. He wants to keep talking that stuff. He wants to be a Hitler sympathizer. He wants to be a Nazi. Be proud of his German ancestry. Do it. It's America. It's a free speech country. There's that. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of these fans don't fucking know what free speech is. Free speech, you can say anything. In the government, when I mean the government, I mean any government entity like the FBI, public offices, public buildings like libraries, and law courts and stuff like that. They cannot use what you say and prosecute you based on what you're saying or preaching or practicing religion-wise. They can't do that. That's part of the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press. The government cannot do anything to deter those. But private corporations like the UFC, the court of public opinion, what other people think about you, what other people will do to you, that is all fair game. That is what free speech is. Free speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences. If you say something that people disagree with, people will have the right to disagree with you and hate you. And private companies that are not owned or funded by the government, can fire you. They can terminate your pay. They can demote you. They can do anything they want to you if they do not agree with what you're saying, including the UFC. The UFC could easily cut Bryce Mitchell, and they would be right to do so, because free speech protects you from government entities, but not private enterprises and private entities. That is the very basic definition of freedom of speech. If you took a simple civics class in your middle school, you would know this. But it appears to me that the U.S. education system, as you can see, through a lot of UFC fans, has failed. Most of these guys don't pay attention. They use ChatGPT. They just play video games. They don't pay attention to this shit. And I'm not trying to be a nerd here, but come on, pay attention in school. At least do something productive with your life. And Bryce Mitchell's a clear definition of not only lack of education, because Arkansas is in the bottom 10 for education, but also a bunch of CTE. And that is no fault to his own. That's just where he was raised. That's how he was raised. And I don't hate him for that. I don't hate him for his opinions. I don't even hate him at all. I like Bryce Mitchell. I think he's a fun fighter. I think he's a good personality. I don't think he's an evil person. For what he says, it's not that he believes that Hitler's a good guy because he is an evil person himself. It's just a lack of education, a lack of awareness, and he doesn't know real history. His research is going on the internet and finding biased sources and inaccurate history told by other people who also did not study history. That's the truth. That is his research, his history. There is there is always different interpretations to history. But you can look at the facts. The Holocaust did exist. Hitler was an evil person. Even if he killed 6 million, even if he killed 271,000, he's still an evil person for killing that many people. It's just common fucking sense. Yes, Stalin was worse. But if a guy murdered 10 people and another guy murdered 5, the guy who murdered 5 isn't a good person because the other guy murdered 10. It's just fucking common sense. They should teach that more in schools, but they don't. And now that the Department of Public Education has been defunded, well, I guess that's never gonna fucking happen, is it? But it's fine. It's not like education was nationally made anyways. It depends on state. You can definitely tell by its metrics. Okay, but enough of my rant. Bryce Mitchell fans, they're annoying. They're a bunch of edgy kids. The hillbilly part of the Bryce Mitchell fan base, they're hillbillies. They just like Bryce Mitchell because he's from Arkansas. He's an Arkansas native. Yeah, I'll fuck with that. And he's a Christian guy. He's a family man. I respect that. It's the Bryce Mitchell fans who are edgy 13-year-old boys who only like Bryce Mitchell because he says controversial shit and he's racist towards Jews. That's who I find annoying. Because it's not that I don't care. It's not that I care about their racist views. It's just that they're so fucking annoying. And they always keep saying the same shit. And then when they were demonizing Gene Silva for just, even though he's a Christian man, calling him the demon because Bryce Mitchell wanted an excuse for his fight and he was coping. Like, that's when shit gets stupid. So, that's my rant. Next, I'm going to be honest with you. This should have been the first choice. Dagestani fans. I have to say it. Dagestani fans, pound for pound, number one in terms of the worst fan bases ever. They have been around for so long. They've been around since that Conor McGregor fight with Khabib. They just spawned after the Khabib fight. And ever since then, they have been wreaking havoc in the Instagram comment sections. Commenting Khabib gifs. Every fucking post that Conor McGregor makes or is mentioned in. And then you got the Islam fans who glaze him so much. Islam's a good fighter. He's definitely talented. But holy shit, get off his dick. Get off that man's dick, bro. He got a wife, bro. Why the fuck he need you sucking on it? And then you got Umar, Nurmagomedov fans. They died down after the Merab fight, but before the Merab fight, holy shit, they were coming in packs. Man, I mean, they were calling Merab a duck in every single post before that Umar fight. They were glazing the hell out of him for that Sandhagen win, which was his only ranked win, by the way. And that fight itself was also very competitive. Like, each round was very close. And after the fight, they started making excuses saying he had a broken hand. Oh, he won the fight. It was very close. It was a robbery. Come on. Come the fuck on. That shit was not a robbery. He did not have a fucking broken hand. Merab came in there with 2 injuries, and he was taking it on short notice. 6 weeks, by the way. Just want to let you know, he didn't even start camp until 6 weeks, and he had 2 injuries. And beyond that, he dominated Umar in the last 3 rounds. That shit was competitive. Don't get me wrong, it was competitive. But it was not a robbery. Stop fucking lying. 49-46, though, was a shitty scorecard. I don't know who the hell had it. It's 49-46. It was a clear 48-47. But, I mean, let me tell you, defending Merab in the comments back then was horrendous. Because, holy crap, that Umar hype train was huge. And then after the fight, they started making excuses. And then when people stopped caring, they just died down. There were just no more Umar fans anymore. So, it's a lot of bandwagon guys. You know, they're Dagestani, oh, they're the best. If they lose, oh, no. And Ankalaev fans, they've always been annoying. I don't know how you could support a man like Ankalaev. I'm not even saying Ankalaev's a bad fighter. It's just that he's boring. And he fights once a year. And holy shit, the way he won against Alex Pereira was just shitty. So, yeah, I mean, there's so many things I can name. I could make a whole 1-hour video explaining why this fan base is annoying. I think, honestly, it's not even that the fighters are bad or anything. Just all these fighters are talented as hell. Like, they're really good fighters. Dagestan has produced some really talented fighters. Islam's a decorated champ. I mean, 4 defenses, regardless of who he's defended against, is still very impressive in the lightweight division. But holy crap, these fans are annoying. And it makes me dislike the fighters, and I don't want to. But when these fans are so, like, they're glazing him so much, I have to start talking down on Islam and Khabib. And it's not like I hate Islam or Khabib. I don't know why people say this. I got so much negative reception for that Islam video I made a week ago. And it was crazy because I was not trying to shit on Islam. But I was saying that Islam should fight Ilia and that it was weird that Islam was choosing to fight Gaethje. I was just saying that, and holy crap, these Islam fans were on me like crazy. Saying like, oh, delete my channel, shit like that. Like, holy crap. If you actually watched the fucking video, I would explain valid fucking reasons why Ilia is the best contender for Islam. Like, believe me, you cannot convince anyone who with a stable mind that Justin Gaethje is a better contender for the title. The only case I would have made was Arman being the perfect title contender. I think Arman, the number one contender, honestly still should fight for the title. But obviously Dana White wasn't going to give a title shot to Arman. He already said that. So Ilia was up next. It was already entertained that if Arman won, that it could have been Ilia. But, I don't know. Islam doesn't want to fight Ilia. I called him out on that shit. And people were trashing me for that. And it was weird to see how much they were glazing this guy. Like, it's like you don't want good fights to be made. How the fuck are you going to say Ilia versus Islam should not be a fight? That is the best fight that you could possibly make. And Islam fans just don't want that shit to happen. They just don't. I don't know what the fuck is the logic. You're literally robbing us of a good fight between Islam versus Ilia. The pound for pound number 1, number 3. Oh, he's fought so many featherweights. No one shits on him for fighting featherweights, dog. You're acting like Volk is some bum featherweight. That man is it's fucking Volkanovski. And then you got Topuria, who's on such a roll. He vacated his title. He already beat Volkan Max by knockout in 1 year, which is crazy impressive. Way more than what Islam did in 2024. I mean, and they're both pound for pound, number 1 and number 3. I mean, come on. This is the perfect fight to be made, and it's like Islam fans don't want it to happen. And I see Islam fans saying Gaethje should get the title shot. Like, fuck you. Really? Gaethje? Gaethje. The guy who got slept by Holloway. Who barely won against 1 week short notice Rafael Fiziev off an ACL tear. I mean, no one was mentioning Arman or Oliveira, who are honestly better title contenders than Justin Gaethje. But, come on. You want Islam versus Gaethje. We all know how the fuck that's gonna end, dude. Give us an exciting matchup like, I don't know, 2 very talented people, young people who are undefeated. I mean, Islam's not undefeated, but like still. Who are riding crazy win streaks. Pound for pound number 1 versus pound for pound number 3. I mean, what other fight could be better than that? I mean, the only other fight that could rival that is maybe Jones versus Aspinall. But Islam versus Ilia was such a huge fight. And now these Islam fans are fucking defending Islam from ducking Ilia Topuria. Islam said in January he was willing to fight anyone anywhere if they made 155. Ilia is making 155 and he doesn't want to fight him. What kind of hypocrisy is that? I called him out on that, and Islam fans were shitting on me for that. The amount of glaze these Dagestani guys go for these fighters, I mean, holy shit, you would think they're gay themselves. Like, man, I wish I had a girlfriend who glazed me as much as I don't know, like, these fucking Dagestani fans glaze Islam, bro. I don't know, man. It's fucking crazy, man. Like, I'm not shitting on these fighters. Like I always say, I'm not shitting on these fighters. It's just the fan bases that really tick me off. Next, we got Jon Jones. Pretty straightforward. Most Jon Jones fans are pretty much casuals at this point. I'm a Jon Jones fan. You can call me a casual. It's just that the Jon Jones... It's not the Jon Jones fans who recognize that he's one of the best fighters of all time, because I still think he's one of the best fighters of all time. It's the Jon Jones fans who don't want him to fight Aspinall. Do you not want Jon Jones to fight at all? It's plain and simple. Do you just not want him to fight? You want him to fight a geriatric old man like Stipe, who hasn't fought in 4 years? You want him to be inactive? And I know the exact reason why we don't want to fight Aspinall. Because these Jon Jones fans aren't really Jon Jones fans. They think Aspinall will beat him. They can cope in the comments how much they want. They think Aspinall will beat him, so they don't want Jon Jones to fight him. because they don't want to see Jon Jones losing. And hey, I'll also be pretty devastated if Jon Jones lost, because hey, that's a fighter that I respect as a fighter. But come on, man, don't make him hold up the division. You know, these Jones fans got Jones thinking that, oh, Aspinall's not that good, he's a bum. Like, bro, Jones, you're fucking scared of Aspinall. And these Jon Jones fans are just denying it left and right, and it annoys me. It really does. Next we got Kamar Usman. I'm gonna say this. Kamar Usman is a very talented fighter. I like Kamar Usman. His reign as a welterweight was honestly one of the most underrated reigns in welterweight. And it's just the problem is people glazing Usman a lot. Because a lot of these Usman fans hate Leon for beating Usman, saying Leon got lucky. You don't get lucky with a head kick like that. If you trained even one day, you would know you can't get lucky with a head kick like that. And a lot of people are just saying, like, Usman's going to come back, he's going to come back. Bro, honestly, I wish Usman retired. I wish he did. Because I don't see him beating anyone in the top 5. Now, come on. Sean Brady destroys him. Jack Della destroys him. I mean, it's just that it's not even that Kamar Usman's not talented. It's just that he's old. He got no knees. He's not going to be the same fighter that went to war with Khamzat. You know, that shit was 2 years ago, man. And Khamzat, I mean, I'm going to mention him later, but you'll see. But, yeah, that's all I had to say. You know, the fan base isn't that annoying. I mean, it is that sometimes we glaze him too much, and they have too much hope in him. Ilia Topuria fans, very explanatory. Very explanatory. Honestly, a lot of these Ilia fans came from the Volk and Max Holloway fights. I knew how good Ilia was since that Bryce Mitchell fight. That was, honestly, the Bryce Mitchell in the Ilia Topuria fight, I think I watched live. Yeah, I did watch it live. Yeah. And I always knew he had the potential. And honestly, he surprised me with his performances against Volk and Holloway. And it's just the problem is a lot of his fans just came from the Volk and Holloway fights, and now they're glazing him like he's the next coming of Jesus. He's a talented fighter, but holy shit, bro. It's fucking annoying. But Ilia deserves all the credit he gets. I still think he needs to fight Islam. I still think Islam needs to fight Ilia. That fight needs to be made. Islam versus Ilia would be a huge fight. But, yeah. MMA Guru. That's the non-fighter I was talking about. MMA Guru friends. Oh man, I'm going to go so fucking hard on this. MMA Guru friends are a bunch of loser incel motherfuckers who don't talk to women. They're fat as fuck. All they do is shit on MMA fighters. They copy and parrot MMA Guru's views, and their fucking internet. They live on the fucking internet. I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, MMA Guru is not really that. I mean, I want to say he's a bad YouTuber. He has some good takes sometimes. But holy crap, MMA Guru is more of an entertaining guy than he's an actual like MMA analyst and then a good MMA YouTuber, you know? He's popular because he makes these entertaining videos, you know? I'd say when it comes to his journalism, he is pretty good. You know, he did have really good valid arguments against Nino when they were beefing. Exposing Jones as a gay guy honestly was the best thing he's ever done. Because that legit changed the whole entire viewpoint on Jon Jones. And honestly kind of exposed him a little bit. And MMA Guru as a YouTuber, he's a very good YouTuber. He's a good YouTuber, entertaining personality. It just comes to his takes. And the fact that his fans are really fucking annoying. Like, I see so many of his fans going into Nina Drama's comment sections like, oh, stop watching. Oh, her interviews are so boring. It's like, why are you fucking commentating? Okay, you don't want to watch her interviews? Fine, bro. I don't even watch her interviews, but I don't be commentating hate. And hey, and then they retort and say, oh, she's not going to let you hit. I mean, yeah, she won't. Maybe I'm bummed about that. She's kind of hot, but like, hey, like, to be honest with you, I'm not even defending her because I want to hit. It's just because, I think she's a good YouTuber. I enjoy Nina's interviews. I think they're fun. I think they add a breath of fresh air into the UFC fighters instead of making them so serious all the time. It makes it fun. But it's crazy like that, man. I don't know. Yeah, but a lot of these guys, they're losers. They're misogynistic. Kind of represent MMA Guru kind of that way, but I'm not name calling. MMA Guru, if you're gonna beef with me, please, I need the attention. But yeah, we're gonna stop it there, man. And we got Khamzat, pretty straightforward. They glaze him so much. I think he's gonna get fraud checked by Dricus. I think Khamzat's not gonna have as much success on the ground as he think he will against Dricus. I think Dricus will actually fraud check this guy. In a 5-round fight, I really will take Dricus and Dricus winning. I really don't see this much hype. He struggled against Gilbert. He struggled against a 2-week short notice old Usman with no knees, who was coming off 2 losses. And honestly, watched Gilbert. And I mean, come on. Apart from 2 impressive wins over Kevin Holland and Li Jingliang, I mean, that's it. And then, and Robert Whitaker. Okay, and let me say this. He did not break his fucking jaw. His jaw was already broken before the fight. Dricus broke the jaw. Robert didn't fix the injury. And Khamzat reactivated it by breaking the cyst. And that's what happened. And that's how his teeth were broken. That was a very fluke submission. And if you disagree with me, I mean, watch the fight. I mean, that choke wasn't even in. It was on his chin. And, I mean, he does have a good squeeze, but honestly, I think that's just because he's really strong. Alex Pereira fans, hey, I like Alex Pereira. I'm an Alex Pereira fan. Sometimes I'm a bit corny, but come on, stop with the Shama. Stop with the Shama thing, bro. It's so fucking annoying. Shama, 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 Shama. It's cool when Alex says it. It's not cool when his dumbass fan says it. Dude, you are fat as fuck. You don't have that fucking aura to say Shama. Next, we got Conor McGregor. He's a rapist. He won't fight again. He definitely won't win against anybody. Maybe Chandler, because Chandler's washed. But, maybe Tony Ferguson, too. But, yeah, that's all. I'm tired. I just realized I had something just now, so end of the video. Bye.